Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Oleri Odioge. I feel like it's been such a long time I said that. But today I'm here with such an exciting video. I'm going to be talking about beauty, the perception of beauty. I'm not sure what our title is yet, but it has to do with beauty and purpose and how your beauty is meant for your purpose. Now, if you're new here, I talk about all things women, leadership, spirituality, just anything with women actually. I'm an image consultant and I share my knowledge here about image, about style, and I also talk about leadership and I also talk about the Bible, how women in the Bible or how the Bible teaches us women to walk in purpose and to walk in authority and in power. So if you're interested in any of these topics, please consider subscribing and also turn on the notification bell so that you get an update anytime I upload. Let's dive into today's video. Have you ever wondered why beauty elicits such a strong reaction? It's like they're leftists and then they're rightists. On the far left, we have those that completely disdain beauty, and then on the far right, we have those that reverence it. I feel like beauty often gets a bad rap. It's often dismissed as superficial or fleeting. But if there's something that history has taught us, is that beauty has shaped destinies. We can learn from powerful women like Esther, like Sarah. So we're going to be diving deep into the untold stories of the impact of beauty. Throughout history, it's been a powerful force that shapes destinies, influences leaders, and literally changes destinies. Today, we're going to be diving deep into how beauty is not just an asset, but a tool for empowerment in leadership, especially female leadership. Because I think it's high time we start embracing beauty, not just inner beauty, but also the outward. Why a lot of people dismiss beauty as just mere vanity, historically, beauty has served as a powerful tool to completely reform and change destinies and impact lives. We truly talk about beauty, we have to understand its nature. How about we talk about the dual nature of beauty? You see, in our culture, especially if you're African, if you're Nigerian, I think it's globally, I don't even think it's just an African or Nigerian thing, but there's been this reluctance to acknowledge the significance of beauty. Beauty is often seen as, not so important or as vain, and it has often caused beautiful women to feel ashamed or guilty for being beautiful. The push to prioritize inner beauty has often made outer beauty seem very relevant. And in actuality, that doesn't make sense because the halo effect exists because of beauty. And I often find that because we fail to acknowledge it, we do not really know how to tap into its potential, how to actually use it for good. So beauty is often seen as the villain, as the bad guy. You often hear things like beauty without brain. While inner qualities are crucial, it's equally important to recognize outward appearance as it plays a role in how we are perceived and how we are treated. Let's consider women like Esther. Esther's beauty was a catalyst for her rise to power. Esther's beauty got her a foot in the door. That was how she caught King Xerxes' heart. And then she used that as leverage to fulfill her destiny. How about people like Sarah? You know what I think? I think the bulk of Abraham's wealth was because of Sarah's beauty. How? When they got to Egypt and Pharaoh, you know the story, and Pharaoh decided to take her and do whatever, and then, the Lord dealt with him and all that. What happened afterwards? Pharaoh gifted Abraham animals, servants, and is it not interesting that it was after that encounter that the Bible records that Abraham was rich in cattle and in silver and in gold, all of the things that Pharaoh gifted him. And this only happened because of Sarah's beauty. Abraham's wealth that became generational, mind you, was because of Sarah's beauty. But with all of these examples, how is it that beauty still gets a bad rep? In a country like Nigeria, especially when I was growing up, beauty, especially if you were light skinned and beautiful, There's something they call Mami water here. Mami water is like a marine body. So it was believed that if you were light skinned and beautiful, then you had to have marine spirits. So beauty was tied strongly to having unclean spirits. And it was often shamed. I remember my auntie, God bless her soul, she was so beautiful. She was so beautiful, called her Auntie Baby. Very beautiful lady. I remember how much she suffered at the hands of men of God who would tell her that the reason why she was not married is because she was so beautiful and she had a spiritual husband. You know, she had a marine spirit. And I remembered her complaining time and time again how her beauty was such a burden because it was seen as her fault while she wasn't yet married. It was seen as her fault while, she would often be blamed or victimized. It just hurts to see how beauty had such a bad rep. So if you grew up in Nigeria, and I think in the East, there's something like that where they tend to call you an Obanji. So an Obanji is kind of like a marine spirit as well. So these are all the bad reps that beauty gets. And I don't know where it came from. But sometimes I like to think that it might have come from perhaps a point in time where women did not work. So women had to weaponize beauty to get ahead. Beautiful women married the best men, and there was nothing else to leverage apart from looks. I'm saying it now, I'm now thinking, was there ever a time where this was just the status quo in society? Because right from the Bible times, we could see that women worked. So even as far back as Rachel, who was Jacob's wife, Rachel actually looked after her father Laban's flock before Jacob came. So women in some way, shape, or form have always worked. So I honestly do not know how beauty became this demonized. But again, this is what we're breaking down in today's video. You see, I've worked with a ton of women who have built empires, talked on stages, but deep within, they've carried around this guilt, this feeling that their beauty was a burden. They've been shamed, victimized, or even objectified because of their beauty. We know how it is. Even very recently in Nigeria, there's a case with a senator, a female senator, and the Senate president, and there were allegations of the S word. I don't want to because of YouTube guidelines. So these are the downsides of beauty. These are the unbeautiful sides of beauty that's made women subconsciously hate and disdain their beauty. Also, I think in modern times, the idea that beauty is painful has also subconsciously seeped into our mind. And that has made us not really appreciate beauty. We've seen beauty as something we have to trade for pain. Beauty has been seen as something that to keep and maintain, you need to go through this rigorous process. You need to go through pain. Remember Beyonce's song, Pretty Hurt, right? These are the objectifications, the negative side or the negative part of beauty that has been shown. But how can women see their beauty as a tool? Well, I'm going to give you some steps on how you can start seeing your beauty and using your beauty as a tool for leadership, for purpose, and for your divine assignment. Well, if you're a beautiful woman, know this. In fact, if you're a woman at all, know this. Your beauty is not your enemy. It's not a distraction, neither is it a weakness. And it's not just skin deep either. It's a gift and it's a layer of your divine design. When aligned with purpose, your beauty can serve as a powerful tool. And now here's where most women get stuck. How do you actually begin to measure beauty with purpose? Let me give you a simple roadmap. Number one is to acknowledge your beauty. What you do not acknowledge, you cannot honor. And what you do not honor, you cannot harness. Start by seeing your beauty not through comparison, but through the eyes of gratitude. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am beautifully and wonderfully made. This, ladies, is the foundation. Number two, decide to use your beauty for impact. Beauty is not just for display, it is for direction. Maybe that for you, that might mean launching your online brand, your personal brand, so that people can hear your voice, not just see your face. Maybe it means committing to the inner work, growing your skills, deepening your faith, and showing the world that beauty and brilliance are not mutually exclusive. Number three, curate your presence. You see, beauty is not just about how you look, it's how you show up. So work on your communication, your body language, so that when you enter a room, you are not just seen, you're perceived, you're felt. Four, use your beauty to serve, not perform. Now, this is where the shift happens. When your beauty becomes a bridge to serve others, whether that's creating content, mentoring women, or even just showing up at your job, you stop performing and you start leading. Number five, remember the why, just like Esther. Perhaps you are here for such a time as this. Your beauty is not random, it's part of your divine assignment. When you stop hiding and start honoring it, you don't just glow, you guide and you lead. Let me know in the comment what step you are on right now. And if you're ready to walk this journey of confidence, purpose, and presence, then I'm here to guide you. If you'd like to work with me closely, you can click the link below and book a consultation call with me. I have a 3-month coaching program where I coach women on presence, image, style, and having a powerful mindset. So if this sounds like something that you'd be interested in, click the link below. I'll leave my consultation link below and you can book a call so we can see if you are the right fit. If you enjoyed this video, share with a fellow sister and let's find purpose in our beauty. I'll see you again in my next video.